What's going on, guys? It's Joe Farewell, and today I'm coming to you with a quick tip on how to work barricades effectively so you're getting into and out of positions quickly and getting that first round hit. So anytime that I'm working a barricade, whether it's for competition or tactical shooting, I want to make sure that I get a good stable platform for my rifle shot so I'm able to get first round accuracy regardless of the distance, regardless of the barricade. One of the ways that I do that to make sure I'm getting the most benefit from the barricade is I want to set myself up beforehand to see where I want to put my rifle. So on a barricade like this, which is kind of an awkward tank trap, I want to figure out where I'm going to get the most benefit from this and how I can set my body up so I'm not fighting myself as I get into a position to shoot. So off of this tank trap, there's a couple of different options. One of them would be just sitting it right here in the middle of the X, if you will, and setting my rifle in such a position where I'm getting contact on both sides, but that's gonna limit the amount of range of motion you have if you have a wide array of targets that you have to come across. So another option would be to come up here onto one of the points and kind of lean into this with an elbow and also achieve a reverse kneel position with your strong side knee. Anytime that I'm working off a barricade from a kneeling position, this is my absolute go-to because having the support or the strong side knee as support for your strong elbow is going to be crucial because the front of the rifle is already supported off of the barricade. So if I can come in here, set up off of this right here, lock this elbow into a position and then get a contact point with my elbow on my strong side knee, that gives me a really stable platform that I can take accurate shots. But the second part of this is making sure that I can get into it quickly. So one of the things that I'm going to do is as I build this position, I want to check where my foot placement is and then reverse engineer it. So if I know, hey, this is where I want to be to shoot that target, I'm going to look down and say, all right, my foot's here. My left knee is right here on the edge of this fake grass. I want to reverse engineer it so that when I step into this position, I can immediately drop in and take an accurate shot without having to shift my body around, without having to make a bunch of adjustments in order to get stable. All right, so I went ahead and shifted the barricade around a little bit just so I can get a good angle on the target that we're shooting. I'm gonna shoot in between the other barricade, which we're gonna talk about here in a second. And another point that I wanna show you is the more points of contact that I can get, the better. So when I set this position up, I've got a point of contact with my magazine against this. I've got a point of contact with my elbow against here. I'm locking this into place with my hand, and I'm also getting that point of contact with my knee right here. This gives me a super stable platform that I can take very accurate shots all the way out to 600-700 yards easily with this rifle. And then you can push it out even farther depending on if you're running a DMR, 6.5 Creedmoor, or anything like that where you're able to get a little bit more range than a 223. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a go and see what kind of platform we can build in a quick time to make sure we're getting a good hit. Stand by. There's our hit at 4 seconds flat, 4 seconds flat. So let's see if we can do that one more time. Get in there a little bit quicker, set up a little bit quicker without any extra movement to get a shot under 4 seconds. Stand by. There's another hit, and that one is a 362. So as you can see, that just helps you get into that position, get a good stable platform, take your breath, take a good shot. Another quick tip for you is as we set up into that position, I like to go ahead and exhale as I start to get stable. So I'll just do my normal breathing. And at that point, as I'm starting to stabilize, I'm now finding that respiratory pause and I can take that accurate shot. All right, guys, now oftentimes we see a flat level surface that we got to work off. And most of the time what I see people doing is they'll come up, they'll square up to it, which is good. We want to be squared up to this. They'll put the fore end of their gun on it and lock it in something like this. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but we can do better. So anytime I have a flat surface or a bar, a fence rail, anything like that, I want to go ahead and get a little bit closer, and I use my forearm against that to give myself an extra point of contact. I like to drive the mag well up against it, and then I'll lock it in something like this. So instead of having one point of contact with the front of the handguard, I'll have an extra point of contact here, an extra point of contact here. So now we have 3 points of contact on the rifle, plus adding my shoulder squared up to it, I can get super stable compared to this right here. In addition to that, every time I breathe from this position, I'm getting a lot of up and down motion in that reticle. Whereas up here, it's a little bit more balanced. I'm not getting as much movement there. That being said, when you are on any sort of a barricade like this, your breathing does come into play in that reticle. So what I want to do is as I exhale, I want to start my reticle at the bottom of the target. So as I exhale, the reticle starts to rise as the buttstock sinks. So looks something like this. It's a little exaggerated, but this is what it looks like. And you can see my barrel, my muzzle coming up. So I'll start my reticle at the bottom of the target. As I exhale, when I hit that nice respiratory pause, I'm already prepping the trigger, my safety's off, and I'm ready to take an accurate shot. So let's go ahead and look at what that looks like in real time. Stand by. Whoop, wait a second. Safety first, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by. Got it. I actually broke the target. It's now like hanging off sideways, but we got the hit. And as you can see, that gives me a pretty good stable platform while allowing me to get a good shot in 350. So that's obviously faster than the barricade down here, but you got to keep in mind, I'm not going down to a kneel, but I'm also not as stable as that one down there because my strong side elbow doesn't have any contact. This right here is pretty stable, but it's not as stable as a supported kneeling position. So I hope those tips give you guys something to work on. Make sure you're repping that out, building that position in reverse, kind of reverse engineering it, and then just getting some time behind the gun. Check out what your reticle's doing and give it a go. Hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll see you on the next one at Tactical Hyve.